Oh man. All right, you know about these guys?
Uh, no, not really, barely. I
Okay.
may have scrolled through the internet and seen the thumbnail, but I'm not really too familiar with who these are. Is this
All
a
right.
popular podcast or something?
This is, I don't know if the podcast is popular. This is the first time I've seen them, but they've been making waves because of what I'm about to show you. Right?
Okay.
I've watched it on good old Abba and Peach's channel, and now I'm like I have to show it to you so that I can get your opinion on it. So I'm gonna start it.
All right.
Talissa was like, "Hey, I want to talk to you about something. I want to tell you something. Promise you won't get mad." And I was like, "Just stop right there. First of all, I'm never going to make a promise like that because I might get mad. And second of all, let's just have the conversation on the show." And you were like, "Not so sure you want to do that."
I think it'll be helpful for other people to listen to because I know the difference in our relationship versus the mass majority and the reaction most people would get, I feel like, and it can create toxicity. And I feel like you're
Yo, look at that man's face. Look at his face.
It's like, where is this going?
He's bracing himself. He's like, I'm about to hear some bullshit.
Yep. Like, he knows
And,
he knows something is coming.
this guy. Oh man, look. There.
Here we go.
This is why I'm not a parent. I can't deal with this shit.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's continue.
toxicity. And I feel like you're going to have your own opinions. And that's what I'm also here to listen to, is also hear you out and hear your opinions. But I feel like you're going to have a healthier reaction than most parents might. And it could be helpful for other people to listen to, including parents.
Are you moving out of state? Oh, God. Get to your offensive statement.
It's not offensive. So I've kind of joked about it before starting an OnlyFans, but it's also not what you think either. I would be taking
Not what you think. What else would you think?
You know. Okay, so when I first saw this clip, and she said that, you know what I heard in my head?
What?
Remember that game show, The Price is Right, and the noise that the like that song.
Is it that one?
Exactly. That's exactly what I heard. The losing part. Yeah, when they lose the game. Oh man.
He has the hand over the mouth, disappointed look already.
Oh man. See, he actually looks like someone who lost on The Price is Right. Like he had that chance to get that big money and then boom, screwed it up.
It looks like his life is flashing before his eyes, like he's thinking back, like, where did I go wrong? But
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Well, let me keep you at the same time. I'm quote unquote the cool dad.
He's definitely going through his whole life, looking through the timeline, just like, where did I screw up? How did I raise this pitney?
But at the same time, she doesn't seem like a hellraiser or like defiant. It's just like, how did she get to the point where she figured she needed to show her body to make money?
You know what?
Because
I'm gonna hear out. Maybe she's going on OnlyFans just to like maybe post sexy nudes, like not sexy nudes, but like lingerie. That's what like some kind of Victoria's Secret risque stuff. Maybe it's not full on. Like she's gonna go and act like she's on Pornhub or something.
Yeah, but that's how it starts.
That's true.
Let me show a little bit,
First
see where
it's
it goes,
sexy pics, and then it's
yeah, and then it evolves.
Take with.
Then
I'm
it
not gonna
evolves.
finish that. I'm not gonna finish that one.
All right, let's see where it goes.
I'm gonna go. We're gonna go see where it's going.
Taking a more model route in that way. But I also do feel like we obviously have a little bit of a presence together. So I want to get your opinions and thoughts. And I also want to tell you, but I also feel like I have assets that I could capitalize on. And
Call them assets.
What do you mean assets you can capitalize on?
Yeah, ass. She said it.
Bro. And she said this. Look, bruh.
Yeah, ass. She said it. Assets.
Look at the face. Yeah, because I made the same face. Look at her. She said it with a straight face. I got assets I can capitalize on.
She's trying to sugarcoat it. His face does kill me though.
Bruh, this man, yo, he made the face of someone who smelled something frownsy. Like, oh, it's like, is that stink pussy? It's like, oh man, that, I mean, for her, might have been a clever choice of words, but
for
saying
him,
that to your
he's
father,
hearing something else.
that was a major L. Yo, this guy just, whew, he took an L, she took it out, everyone took an L on that one. Because, yeah, assets you can capitalize on in front of your dad.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
And
Call them assets.
I'm a businesswoman. You taught me to be a businesswoman. And I have my boundaries as well as my own adult. There are a lot of things that I won't do, but there's also, some modeling I would love to do anyway. So there's that.
First and foremost, I love you. I respect you. I raised you to be independent, to be, like you said, to be business minded, to be logical. And I guess the biggest thing is you being safe. Like having a daughter already, knowing that you're highly likely to be assaulted or hit or groped or something like that. That's already on a father's mind when he has a girl. So there's that protection part of me that's like, I don't want you to be opened up to even more people stalking or chasing you or doing stuff, because I have.
Okay, so
that's very PC of him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, you think he's jumping around like he's not.
Like,
okay,
I don't know. I mean, all I'm thinking is like, what?
Okay, how would you react if your daughter came to you?
I'll be saying what his face is saying. No, like honestly, I'll be saying what his face is saying, because his mouth is saying something like very politically correct, but his face is saying like, like he wants to go up her side of her head. Like, what do you mean you're gonna go on OnlyFans? It's like, no, you're not going on OnlyFans. You're gonna go study your book. What do you mean? I don't know how old she is. She looks like she might be in her early 20s, hopefully. Even if she's in college age or even done college. I mean, don't do that. I don't know if she wants to get married, but I mean, I'll be telling her, yo, being on OnlyFans, I mean, OnlyFans in itself is stigmatized, right? Like everyone sees it as the platform where you go and sell your nude pics and do all kinds of nonsense. Technically, it wasn't meant for that, and not everyone does it on that, but because so many do that on there, right? And it's like the bread and butter of their business, like it has that reputation. So if you go on there and you say, "Yeah, I had an OnlyFans," right? No one, the first thing people are going to think is like, "Okay, you were doing porn on the internet." They're not going to think, "Oh yeah, you were modeling and
Yeah.
being a entrepreneur type model, or like just doing it yourself, buying your own fashion clothes and modeling them off." No one's going to think that. No one's going to think, "Oh yeah, you were on there." Uh, that's just singing songs and trying to build up a fan base. No, the first thing they're gonna think is you were hoeing. You were hoeing on the net. And it's gonna come with a negative uh what's it a negative like a stigma
Yeah.
or attachment to it. I don't know. How would you handle this if your kid came up to you and said that?
How would I handle it? Shoot. Well, it's a tough one because me personally, like if my daughter came to me with that, I'd be disappointed, but I wouldn't disown her, right? Like, at the end of the day, when your kids are adults, they're gonna do what they want to do, regardless of whatever you tell them. But I would warn her of the future implications of doing that, right? Because most people make decisions and they only think about the present. Like her present thought could be, oh, I could make a quick buck off of this, or this is launching my model career, right? But like I'd warn her on what this could do to her in the future. And after that, just leave her alone to her decisions. Like I'm not like she's a grown up. She's not a, little child. So regardless of whatever I tell her, she's gonna do whatever she wanted to do. At the end of the day, I'm
Nah, she's a child. She's a child. She's a pitney. What do you mean you're going on OnlyFans? That's
hey,
what I'm
listen,
thinking. Like I wouldn't disown my kid either because I know if I disown them, it's I'm now going to like allow her to be more exposed to
right.
all kinds of craziness that comes with that industry, right? Like
Mhm.
depending on like what is she really going to do it for? She says modeling, but I don't know. I don't know if you're busting your cheeks wide open. That comes with a whole like slew of problems, right?
Mhm.
So I mean, I guess I'm gonna be the tyrant. I'd be like, no, you're not
Well,
doing it. I think, yeah,
bro, unless you're gonna
I ain't
handcuff
disowning
her,
you.
unless you're gonna
We ain't
handcuff
doing
her to
it.
the bed in your house, there's no way you can completely stop uh um a grown adult from doing whatever the hell they want to do. Like
I mean,
15, 16, yeah,
realistically,
of course. You're not doing that.
realistically, you're correct, right?
Mhm.
But I mean, I ain't being realistic. I'm not even being reasonable. I'm saying you
Hey,
ain't
do
doing
what
it. I
you
don't
gotta
care if
do,
you're
man.
30. You could be 30 years old. You ain't doing it. Yeah, even if I have to come to your house every day.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's gonna make her
Just,
want to
just
do it
show up
even more.
unannounced. Just show up unannounced. What are you doing? You out there selling your booty? No. Give me your camera. I'm selling it.
But like at the same time though, like if she got to the point where she made that decision,
Hmm.
that kind of reflects a little bit on the parenting. Like what was
Yeah.
she taught growing up, right? Like if she was set straight early. Like I used to hear this saying when I was a kid, back home Jamaica, right? Like bend the tree from it young. Like if you bend the
Yeah.
tree properly, if you bend a branch when it's sprouting, right? Like it continues to grow the way you bend it, right? So, you know, it- my kid, you know, I'd be bending that tree early. So these type of decisions wouldn't even come up at this age. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I agree with that. But you also have to look at the possibility. Like, let's assume, you know, Mr. Clean over here uh raised his daughter right. Maybe the issue is not the morals and whatever. Maybe her issue is external influence, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because like let's be real, like
Yep.
being like back in the day, like when we were like when you were a kid, if you were someone like when you heard about like girls like sleeping around. That was heavily stigmatized. People like you got made fun of. Girls would get made fun of that, whatever. Nowadays, like celebrities are out here talking about hoeing and doing all kinds of craziness, right? And they're doing it with no shame, right? So like that, like societal stigma is not really. So I'm starting to think like if you have a kid that's rational, they might look at it and be like, listen, I can make a whole lot of money doing this craziness online, and uh there's like what's gonna happen? What's the worst that's gonna happen to me? People gonna call me a slut, so I'm rich. you know
Yeah.
so when you but I mean it's very like two-dimensional thinking, because there's more to it. Like there's like long-term problems that people have to deal with, which only are you're seeing now, like on YouTube and stuff. Like you're seeing girls crying about, oh, I can't find a man, and oh, my family disowned me, I don't have any family. Like you're hearing all that, right? A good example is like Lana Rhodes. She came out and said all that. There's another porn star, what's her name, Riley Reid, I think her name was. She did a whole interview saying like she does not recommend any girl to do porn after what she's been through. Like, yeah, she made all the money. Oh, then there's Mia Khalifa. Mia Khalifa's like having like a whole like existential crisis
Yeah.
with her shit. Like, you know, she's being mocked now because she's like getting all upset when people bring it up. Like there's so many videos of her like
See,
getting upset, people
yeah,
bringing up her past, and it's like, but everyone knows you for this. Like you were
right.
like the hottest thing on the block for like a minute.
Yeah,
So like what do you mean? Like why you mad?
this is why I said earlier that I would warn them of the future implications of going that route,
Yeah,
right? See, now
yeah.
all those corn stars are having those regrets because they didn't think of how it would affect them in the future, right?
Yeah. Well, I also bring that up too because I feel like only that's being recently said within like the last couple of years, but we've already had like a decade of people like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, all those other people who just been online and just be like, yeah, popping your pussy, shaking your ass, doing all that, trying to get the bag is good. Like there's been no pushback into it recently, and then it's only a few girls uh compared to like the amount of other women that are saying, hey, this is like doing this is okay, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah. Like, like you see like the imbalance, like there's a whole bunch of women saying, yeah, let's do this. And then there's like a few girls like, no, don't do it. Look what happened to me. There's like two, three that I can name off the top of my head. There's, maybe some randoms on TikTok that you might see when you're scrolling, but
yeah,
there's no one really shouting it out saying, yo, don't do this. Unless you're like, one of those red pill podcasts. But
F bail money.
yeah.
yeah,
But
replay started.
I want to hear what he has to, what he's saying though.
Okay.
Like I'm willing to straight up go to prison.
I know.
That's already a problem that we have to deal with. And then on top of that, you being like, oh, here's a booby. Now,
A boob.
just a booby. A lot of what I'm feeling is like protection. I don't want you to do something that's going to make something harder on you later in life. Like when I was 19, I thought I was going to be one thing and my life completely went in a different direction. What if when you're 37, you decide to run for president or run for some kind of office, or you want to be taken seriously as an actor in some major, or you want to be an outspoken, activist in a certain thing, and this comes back to haunt you. Maybe society will grow up and that kind of stuff won't affect you negatively, but I'm concerned with your safety. I'm concerned with your future, and I don't want you to do anything that's going to harm future you. My fear is that you would do something now, get money now, and then when you're in your 40s, you look back on it and go, man, I really had an opportunity to do something bigger with my life. And because that stuff exists on the internet, now I'm prohibited or restricted in some other aspect of my life. I raised you to respect yourself and to be safe. And I mean, you're a grown woman. You're going to do what you're going to do. Doesn't feel great, but I love you and I respect you. And if that's what you want to do, then I mean, I support you in whatever you want to do. I just really want you to be careful.
Well, that's why I have boundaries.
Okay, so he
You
said his
just said everything I just said. The whole future thing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that he pointed that out.
Yeah, for sure.
The only thing I kind of winced at was he said that society needs to grow up, and I'm like, society's not going to grow up, like from like in the way that he means, like
Yeah.
like there's still going to be a stigma towards it because this comes from like about like a I like the evolutionary type of thing or a biological background or whatever. So I don't have the right term for it, but like you're a guy and you hear a girl talking to you about how she did all these things of a sexual nature online, it doesn't scream mother of my kids. It doesn't scream, wifey material. I mean, he was alluding to that, and so I mean, I don't know why he like. I mean, I don't think that's ever going to change in society. Like, I don't think 1,000 years from now people are going to be like, "Hey, you sleeping around is great. Yeah, it's not a big deal." People are probably going to be like, maybe more mature about it, but they're probably going to be like, "I don't want to really mess with someone who's like that. I'm just gonna, keep it pushing."
For sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I want to hear her response to what he just said.
Okay.
Not only your safety, but your future opportunities. Like, if you're going to do something like that, to do it in a way that's classy and respectful of who you are and not ruining future opportunities.
Yeah. And that's where like I have my boundaries.
I don't own you. I don't control you. You're not mine, but I care so deeply about you. Like, there's not another single human on this planet that I care to protect more than you. And so it's just a safety thing. I appreciate you telling me.
Yeah.
And us talking about it. I'm glad we're close enough to have this conversation.
I'd rather than
it's not up to me. You know what I mean? You don't need my approval or blessing. I mean, I trust you to handle yourself. Like, my job as your parent is to teach you how to live without me. Like, I know that sounds morbid and screwed up, but I don't want to be on my deathbed in my 90s and having you being like, "Dad, don't leave. I don't know how to do taxes." I'm like, I want you to be like, "I got this. Let go. You're fine." I want to peacefully, pass into my death knowing that you're going to be fine. So I've given you those tools up to this point for you to just handle your business.
A lot of people are going to feel like this is like because I don't respect myself. And I feel like the one thing that I do want to make clear is that this is because I respect myself. I want to just do it the fastest way possible so I have more time to do things like rescues and charities and help my family and my friends that need help.
So this is really my fault because I failed to become a billionaire.
Absolutely.
Before you became an adult. If I'd been a billionaire, you'd be like,
"Yep,
there's no point."
You didn't realize that your child was going to be just like money hungry and business drawn.
Well, there you go, dads.
And here I am.
Go get your bag so that your daughter doesn't have to.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. That kind of hurt me at the end there. I feel like on her part there was a little bit of trying to justify it. Like, I'm business oriented and savvy. I mean, if you're truly business oriented, you'd make this podcast into a bigger podcast, or maybe start more podcasts or whatever. There's a lot of opportunities on the internet. I feel like the going the OnlyFans route is like it's like taking the path of least resistance, because like what are you doing? Like, I know people say, "Oh, it's a lot of work," but I mean, I mean, if you want to like be like uber successful and be in the top like 100th of a percent of the OnlyFans creators where they're making six figures a month. Yeah. But I mean, if you're like, attractive, she's clearly above a six, maybe a seven, in looks, right? I don't know how her body is. I'm just going by her face.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be easy for her, and she's young. She's gonna get a lot of attention. I mean, depending on what she's doing, even if she's going full nude, yes, she's gonna get a lot of attention for a while. If she's going to, do more, yes, she's gonna have a lot of attention for a long time too. I mean, I know not everyone makes it on OnlyFans, but I mean, all you got to do is just consistently put up videos of your back getting blown out, and you know you're
Yeah.
raking in the dough. You know, and depending on your work ethic, will just determine how your mileage in it. I just think that the consequences, the long term consequences, is just not worth. It's
If
just not worth it.
if you were a woman and you had the opportunity to do OnlyFans for a day, would you?
Well, that depends. If am I a woman
You're like
with
you're
my
above
current
average,
brain?
bro. You're like a 9, 10.
Yeah, but if I'm a 9 or 10, am I a 9 or 10 with my current brain and
No,
personality, or I'm just like,
female brain.
or I have the female brain and I lived my whole life as a female, so I'm female. I'm female traits now. So
Yep.
I've never been. I never know what it was like to be male traits. Then female traits, no. Now, if it's like some Ranma one half shit, right? Someone splashed cold water on me and then I turned into a girl. Hell yeah. Right? Like if I still have my male brain in that 9 or 10 body,
Yeah.
bruh, I, I'll be so goddamn filthy rich and unapologetic about it. Like it'll be disgusting. People be there'll be articles about me like this mofo just raking up all the money. Screw this hoe. Get her off OnlyFans.
Bro, that's
But if
yo, who was it? What's her name? Bad Baby or something like that?
oh,
Yo, didn't she announce
from
like
Dr. Phil,
wait, yeah, didn't she announce she was starting an OnlyFans a while back and
yeah,
like
she
one
did. She's like,
not even nude and she made like a milli in one day?
yeah, she made like a million one day. Apparently, like
Man,
yeah, but you know what, it just went back to what I said about like the whole young factor. Like she's gonna get attention just from being young. That girl turned 18 and now she's like a multimillionaire. And she played it right too, because she didn't even, I don't know if I haven't seen any of that shit. I don't know what she showed, but
yeah.
apparently it was enough to put mad money in her pocket. And like I think she's still the number one. I don't think anyone has displaced her in the amount of money that she's made since she went on OnlyFans. And now she's just. I'm just looking at Dr. Phil. You clown. Like, what did you unleash on this planet? But I mean, hey,
She's an
if it
anomaly
improved
though.
her, huh?
She's an anomaly though.
She is an anomaly, but he was still the catalyst that allowed that to happen. Um, I mean, hey, one thing I can say in her defense is that like she played it well. Like
Yep,
her
yep.
and her family are now rich. They're going to be set for a long time unless they burn the money. And from the way things are looking, it looks like she just keeps making more money. Like the last time I heard about her, like she was making more money. So like she's good now.
Mhm.
You know what? She's probably gonna end up into like a whole other like generation of Kardashian or whatever. You know,
Mhm.
if she plays her cards right, we don't know. Like there's still more time, so anything can happen.
Yep. It is
Anyways,
what it is.
I think we should end it here.
Yeah.
If people want to see the rest of this video, they can go watch it on their channel. Um, I mean, I guess that's the name of the podcast, the Daughters Issues podcast. That's a big issue right there.
For sure.
I wonder if this is fake or staged. I don't know.
It
I don't
doesn't
know.
seem like it. Seems real.
It seems real, but I mean, people can act, right?
Yeah, that's true too.
So I got to put that question out there: is this real, or is this like a publicity stunt, or is this like, let's just do this for fun and see what happens? Because
What
like this has made a lot of traction
Yeah.
online. So yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, it ain't my daughter, so I'm good. All right, man.
Yeah.